Hey everyone, I'm Pion and welcome to Throne of Lies. What is Throne of Lies, you ask? I like to call it a secret identity multiplayer social deduction game. It's gonna release on the 29th of September and I have some keys to give away. The developer provided me with not just one, but 10 keys, so I have 9 keys to give away because I used one for myself. And here's how you can win one. You go to my YouTube channel, you find a game that you like that I played in one of my videos, then you come back here to this Throne of Lies video, go down to the YouTube comment section and explain in 1 or 2 sentences why you liked the game that you picked. And that's it. And at the 30th of September at 7 p.m. GMT, I'm gonna pick the 9 winners and send out the keys shortly afterwards via the YouTube message system. Okay, let's talk about the game, shall we? So it's a multiplayer social deduction game in the vein of Werewolf or Mafia. So it's a multiplayer game only, so let's try to get in a match while I talk a little bit more about the basics of the game. So in this game, every player has a secret role and a faction. And there are multiple factions present. First, we have the Blue Dragon faction, which is the good faction. So those are the good players, and most players are part of the Blue Dragon faction, and every one of them has one of the roles in this list. And then there will be one of the evil factions present, randomly determined, either the Unseen or the Cold, never both. And a few players will either be part of the Unseen or part of the Cold and get random roles from those factions. And additionally, there will be a few players with neutral classes. And on top of that, there will be the king, who can belong to any faction. The king, however, his role is not secret. His role is everyone knows who the king is. So the Blue Dragon's goal is to kill the evil faction and all the neutrals that try to kill them. Some neutrals want to kill other players, some don't. And the Cold or the Unseen have the goal of killing all the Blue Dragon players and all the neutrals that want to kill them. And the neutrals have their own goals. For example, the Reaper wants to kill everyone, or almost everyone at least, but you also have like the Fool who wants to get executed. Now, let's not explain that right now, that's too complicated, but for example, the Alchemist just wants to survive, for example. And the King, as I said, is part of one of the factions. And one more important thing, the Blue Dragons don't know who the other players are, or who the other Blue Dragon players are. The evil players, however, the Unseen or the Cold, they know all the members, or like all the evil players. All the evil players know who the other evil players are and which roles they have, except for the King. If the King is evil, the Unseen or the Cold will not know that the King is evil, and the King will also not know who the other evil players are. So the King only knows his own faction, and nobody knows the King's faction, but everyone knows who the King is. And as I said, the neutral players have their own goals to achieve. So, okay, let's see how this goes. We're at 10 players. Seems to take a while. Okay, let's talk a little longer about the core mechanics of the game. So it's a game that is split into a day and night cycle. At day, people can vote to execute someone. There's first a vote going on. If you get a majority on one player, then he gets time to defend himself for a few seconds, like by saying something. And then there's another vote where everyone can vote if the player gets executed or pardoned. And if he gets executed, well, then he gets executed. And if not, then the players can try to vote for someone else. And yeah. At night, most of the characters or most of the roles can use their special abilities. There are a few roles with day abilities as well, but most of the important abilities are used at night. Most importantly, the evil classes have usually an ability to convert a player to their faction, so they convert a Blue Dragon or neutral player to their faction, and they usually have a killer class that can kill other players. There are also a few killer classes in the Blue Dragon and the neutral faction, but most prominently is the Assassin from the Unseen, and I'm actually not sure who of the Cold players the killer is. Seems like the Invoker is the killer. Maybe they have multiple killer classes as well, I'm not sure. There are a lot of classes, and I don't know half of them. It's, yeah, that's my biggest problem I have with the game. The difficulty curve is very steep, the learning curve. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, this seems to take a few more minutes. We could start already, but it seems like the players want to wait for a full match. So what I'm going to do here is going to cut the video and wait for the match to start. And then, well, we're going to continue the video, so be right back. Okay, so here we are. This is the pre-game name selection screen, because in this game every player gets an alias, so you don't know who you're actually playing against, or who is who at the very least, so you don't know the actual player behind the alias. You can either choose a random one by not submitting anything, or by just type something in. I decided to go for a random name because I don't really care how I'm named. So this is the loading screen now. This is probably the first complaint about the game. The loading takes forever for some reason. I have no idea why. There's not a lot to load, and the graphics are definitely low budget, so they should not take long to load. But for some reason, this can take forever. So we're gonna see how long it takes this time. But usually it takes like, I don't know, 2 minutes or something, which is pretty ridiculous for a game like this. I don't know why that's the case. So I hinted at it already, but I want to warn you again about it. I'm really bad at the game. Oh, that seems, is that the loading being finished? I'm not sure. Anyway, so I'm really bad at the game. I played, I don't know, more than 10 matches at this point, I think, and I'm still have a really hard time figuring out what's going on during the game for the most part. I understand the basic rules, and I know at least the important roles and what they do, but there's still so much stuff going on that I have a really, really hard time following the action in every match. And therefore, I will probably be fairly confused during the course of the match. But I'm going to try to provide you with as much insightful commentary as I can anyway, so you get an idea. But yeah, I'm really bad. And the reason for it is that the learning curve is just obnoxious in this game. Like, there are over 40 classes or roles, and all have their special abilities, and it's just really hard to get the grasp of all of it. And sorry, and therefore, yeah, I struggle a lot. And yeah, loading takes forever. There we go. Okay, so apparently I'm Jongerden, number 5, the mastermind. So I'm part of the evil faction. I'm one of the unseen. And yeah, this is the first day. The first day is really short. It just shows all players, and there's no voting going on. And now the game starts with, like, for real, with the first night. So I'm just gonna try to convert someone. So I have an ability to convert someone, or I can use foresight to discover a player's converted class. So they change class when they will be converted. So I can basically figure out what class they are right now. I'll just convert someone. Let's go for, I don't know, 7. Why not? And the other player is the assassin, and he's gonna try to kill number 6. So I'm going to convert number 7. He's going to kill number 6 if those abilities succeed. They can fail because there are a lot of other abilities that can interfere with ours. So they can be protected, or they can be like conversion immune. Apparently my conversion went through though, so we got an illusionist. I'm not sure what the illusionist does actually. The killing did not though, so Corbin got protected for some reason. That can have multiple reasons. As I said, there are abilities that can heal someone or protect someone. There are classes that are immune. I'm not sure if there are classes immune to killing though. Probably not. I have, what is this ability? Become the assassin at the beginning of the night. Oh, okay, so I can change my role if I really want to. I'm not sure if that's possible as long as we still have an assassin though. Probably not. So, okay, Crystal claims he's poisoned. Wait, who's the other bad guy? 5 and 7. We should keep the numbers in mind. So yeah, it's important. The game uses numbers for every player, and that's what you should remember, because that's easier than the names usually. So okay, 3 and 9 are saying something. So 3 said he's poisoned. 9 says he's a paladin. What does this mean? I'm not sure what it means that there's a paladin in game. Paladin. This class will only spawn when the cult faction spawns. So 9 is definitely... Yeah, 9 is not a paladin. I know that he's not a paladin. That was a bold move. I'm not sure why he would do that. So he's basically makes it really easy to get caught. Luckily, nobody catched on it yet, but... yeah, so 3 claimed he's got poison, but I think poisoning would be the assassin. Confused. Well, let's try to convert. Oh no, I can't convert someone else because I have to wait. Like, I can only convert people every other night. So yeah, That's not gonna happen. And apparently someone is missing from this room. So yeah, it seems like Minato got jailed. Let's just foresee 3 really quick. Jailing is ability by the prince. He can jail people for 1 night and then talk to them, and if he so desires, execute them at the end of the night. Let's hope he doesn't execute him. So he has to come up with a cover story. Since he got converted, he had a role before that though, so he probably has a good cover story. Let's hope he's not getting executed by the prince. So I checked 3, and 3 will become an offensive class if I convert him next night. That sounds like a good idea. It also means that he has an offensive class right now, I think. So the alchemist got killed, and what you see there, that was the first death of the game. And what you saw was the journal popping up. So every player has a journal. It's more important for the Blue Dragon players. You can write down notes here. And when you get killed, then the journal will be shown to other players, and that can give a lot of information. And they're going for 9 because I don't believe him, because Corbin claims that 3 visited 9 last night. No, wait, what's 2 says that 3 is doesn't 9 is a liar. Yeah, it seems like. Yeah, people are sure that it's unseen. I'm not sure why they think it is unseen. Oh, we got a lot of votes on 3 though. Not sure if I want. Let's try that. Let's just follow that. So maybe we get more votes on 9. Let's actually not do that. That might be dangerous. I think I bandwagon here. Yeah, we're gonna kill him, but that's his own fault. And I have to make sure that I don't get caught in the process. So I'm just gonna vote execute as well, I guess. So this is the first. Oh, that's the first vote, I just realized. So majority of people voted for him, so now he can get his defense speech, and afterwards we have to vote again if you want to actually kill him or not. So he's trying to make a cover story up here. It's usually that people are that offensive with their lies though. So okay, I think we go for pardon because some people claim fool now. Fool is a class that, okay, most people go to execute. That might have been dangerous. I voted for pardon. I might be the next one. So that was maybe a mistake if people catch on. We'll see. I might be the next target because I just did a big mistake by voting pardon. But my cover story will be that I think he was the fool. The fool is the class that wants to get executed. So the fool is trying to troll everyone into killing him, basically. So people are a little cautious if they think that the one that's getting voted for is the fool. So they want to jail 7. I'm not sure why, but that would be bad. Don't jail 7 again. He jailed 7 last night, though. I got jailed. Yeah, I expected that. That's a problem. I have to come up with the cover story. Just gonna go with mercenary, I think. And claim a target. That's probably not a good cover story, but I have to come up with something or he will kill me. So I was suspicious already. I made myself suspicious, that's why he jailed me, and I'm not sure if he's gonna believe me, but we'll find out. Actually, that was probably a terrible cover story, but I think because I think he can ask 3 to confirm that. I should have maybe come up with something else. So that's a problem. So yeah, I don't know who the prince is, but he's interrogating me right now. So we'll see about that. I might be in big trouble. Okay, so Minato killed number 1, which was the prince! Oh my god, that was fucking lucky. Oh, hell. So my ally just killed the prince, who would have probably spoiled some information. Now wait, what did he write it down? Jailed 5 John. Yeah, okay. No, he wrote it down. So people know anyway what happened this night. So that's potentially dangerous. But so far nobody votes for me, so I might still be good. I might still be good. We'll see about that. If you want 3, vote 7 first. What? Seems like... Wait, what? The king is whispering me. I'm not sure what he's trying to say though. If you want 3, vote 7 first. So if I vote 7, we vote for 3 afterwards? Now a lot of people vote for 7. I'm gonna follow up on that. Because if I don't, I get suspicious again. And I don't want that. I made myself suspicious already, but it seems like I got away with it. So, yeah, he still claims psychic. Let's see if he gets away with it. I might just obtain the vote to not make myself super suspicious again. So, other people are not sure on this either. Okay, no, some people voted. The king might be evil, so who knows? Okay, most people executed. Someone voted pardon though, 11. So, kinda heavily running out of allies right now. Now 11 is suspicious, which is good because 11 is not unseen yet, I think. Yeah, okay. He has a good explanation why he voted for pardon though, because he can confirm that he was psychic at the beginning. But he got converted, so that doesn't mean much. So who knows? Yeah, so I guess we're gonna try to vote for 11 next day. So I'm gonna try to convert someone now. Gonna go for 3 for sure. That might be fun. Can I use both abilities? I don't think I can use both abilities. Can't I? No, I can't. Yeah, you can only use one ability at a time. So I'm on my own right now. Maybe the king is evil. I don't know. He might be unseen. If not, I have to get allies really quickly. Because, yeah, this might end very soon if I don't. So, okay, let's talk about this a little bit more. So this is the journal. You can write down notes. If you get killed, it gets published. This is private notes. If you write down something here, nobody else will see it. So that's good if usually if you're one of the bad guys. If you're one of the good guys, you want to write down your things, write your things down here so people can see it if you get killed. If you're one of the bad guys, you usually don't want that. And then there was also the death note. Fuck, conversion didn't work. That's bad. That's a problem. 2 people claim that 11 is Blue Dragon, so they will not voting for him now would be a bad idea. 11 claims. Oh, 11 accuses 2. I'm not sure why. That's super suspicious, but 2 people confirm that he's Blue Dragon, so it will be hard to frame him right at that point. Yeah, this is gonna be hard to win. Work. I have to claim this again because that's what I told the prince, and the prince wrote it down as well. The problem is I'm gonna be in trouble next night probably. Yeah, I guess I failed that. Didn't use it yet. No reason. Let's try to get out of this. Probably not. Yeah, this was a pretty failed match. I didn't play well at all, but that's mostly because I don't understand what's going on for the most part. It's really hard for me to follow the action, as I said earlier. I'm pretty sure I fucked up with my Merc claim earlier, though. Especially, I could have probably just gone for something else. It seems like people didn't notice what the prince was writing down, but he clearly wrote down jailed 5, says their target is 3, so he didn't write down Merc, but that's what this means anyway. So they could have just looked it up. They could have gone for me earlier if they wanted to. Yeah, they're probably gonna kill me. So we'll probably lose at that point because my conversion failed. So Someone pardoned me, actually. Number 4. Interesting. The match might be over now. I'm not sure. Depends on what neutral roles are in play, and depends on if the king is evil or not. So we're gonna see if the match is over now or not. So let's see. Match is over. Okay. Well, that didn't went well. Kind of fucked that up, to be honest. But as I said, I fuck up regularly if I like. Sometimes I play decent in match, but usually only because it's easy to do. As soon as I get in a tough spot, I usually screw up. Claiming Merc was a terrible idea because they actually can confirm that. Because the Merc is protecting another player, and you have an ability for that, and they will get a notice if you actually protect them. So that was a terrible claim, but that was the only thing that was that sprang to my mind when the prince jailed me. And I guess I could have gone for something else now, but well, anyway. So yeah, was a fairly short round, but I think it gives you a good impression on how this game goes anyway. So let's talk about the core gameplay first. The gameplay, well, it's definitely in the vein of Mafia and Werewolf, or The Resistance, or Avalon, if you know those games, or Secret Hitler. But if you take a look at those games, they are on a, basically there's a scale, or there's a spectrum. On one side of the spectrum, there's games like Werewolf, where with very, very few hard facts, very few good hints. Basically you rely very much on figuring out who's lying by just what they are saying. You don't get a lot of hints from the game itself. And on the other side of the spectrum, there are games like The Resistance, or this game, Throne of Lies, which have a lot of hard facts for the players they can rely on and they can use to deduce certain information. And some people prefer one way, some people prefer the other. It really depends on what's your preferred play style. And what makes this game so hard on one side of the spectrum is two facts. First is when you die, your role gets revealed, and everybody knows which role you have, or had, because you're dead now. And the other fact, and that's important because now they can judge what you said. So if you said someone that you know that someone is evil, and then you get killed and you get revealed that you were actually a good guy, then they can believe you and know that the other person you accused is actually evil. And this gets even stronger with the other thing, because the other important mechanic in this game is that your journal gets revealed. So if you are one of the good players, you write down a lot of notes in the journal from about information that you got from your abilities. So if you're the prince, you write down who you jailed and what they said. If you're like the observer who can observe people and try to figure out what roles they are, you write down the information you get from those skills and stuff like that. And you can't really be super open about this information because people will not believe you, and you might make yourself a target for the evil guys. But the moment you die, all this information in your journal will be revealed to all the players, and they will also know what your role is, so they can confirm that this information is true, and then they can use that information to proceed and make more deductions and catch the bad guys. So the game very, very heavily relies, because of those two mechanics, on hard facts. And you can do a little bit of lying, and there's a little bit of social stuff involved as well, but it's mostly about using your abilities and figuring out which abilities got used by other players, and sometimes making up a cover story. But it's not so much about being like being upfront with your tricks. Like, it's not so much about like trying to trick other people. Usually you do this as a reaction. Like, if you're getting in a tough spot, you try to trick people, but you will not do that if you don't have a reason to. While in a game like Werewolf or something, for example, you will be people are more have more reasons, or it's easier for people to just try without a good reason to just, like, okay, that was a bad sentence. So in games like Werewolf, people will just do more of this proactive tricking of other people and deceiving them, while in this game you will do this only if you really, really have to, because the game is more reliant on facts. So yeah, but besides that, or not besides that, that's just a thing about which games you like if you prefer games with hard facts or not. The gameplay itself works very well. I feel like there are a lot of interesting roles and a lot of interesting abilities. So it's definitely a good entrance in that genre. The only issue I have with this is that there are so many roles. Let's open the list really quickly again. So that's all the roles. All of them have special abilities. Some of them have multiple special abilities. It's really, really, really hard for a new player to get into this and understand what all the roles do, and also what that means for the course of the game and how the matches go and things like that. So the learning curve is just ridiculous, in my opinion. I played over, I don't know, 10 matches at this point, probably 12 or something, and I still have really hard time figuring out what is actually going on in a match. It's getting a little better. I got a little better in the last few matches, but I'm still make like super crazy new mistakes because I just don't know what to do in most situations. And sure, I could sit down and learn all the roles and try to memorize all of their abilities and things like that. But that's just not a thing I enjoy doing. Some people might enjoy that, but I don't, and therefore I will probably not do that. I just want to learn by, like, I'm okay with learning a little bit, but that's just too much information to memorize for me. So I'm just going to go with, I would like to go with just learning on the go, but that's not really possible in this game. Or it is, but it's very, very, very slow and will make you a burden for the other players for a long time. So yeah, that's definitely an issue I have with this game. And here's the thing: if I would actually be at this point, if I right now would be experienced enough in this game to actually enjoy it and play it to the fullest and make interesting decisions and stuff, then I would probably play it a little more. I would not play it forever, but that's just me. I drop games for other games all the time if they're not super, super fascinating to me. So that doesn't mean much. I would definitely enjoy it for a while if I would be experienced enough to actually understand what's going on. But since I'm not, I will probably drop this game after this video because I just can't be bothered to play another match where I don't understand what's going on, and I can also not be bothered to learn all those classes. So that's unfortunately a deal breaker for me. It doesn't have to be for everyone, but for me definitely is. So yeah. So my biggest issue I have with the game is, or not with with the game, but not with the game mechanics, is the UI. The UI is just fucking terrible. Sorry, I have to. It sounds rough, but it is. Like, the journal is, especially if you're one of the good guys, you have to open and close the journal a lot of times in the game. Like, a lot of times, like over 20 times in the match, if not more. And there's no hotkey for the journal, and you can't even close it with escape. You have to click it away with the mouse. And that's just obnoxious. There's actually only one hotkey in the game, that is tab for the classes thing, and that only works in-game. If I press tab here, nothing will happen. If I'm in-game, tab will open up this menu, and it will also pre-select your role, which is useful. But you can't close this window with escape either. What the hell? Like, that's just fucking, like, it's such an easy thing to add and makes it so much better to play. And the other big issue I have with the UI is if someone dies, you see their death note first, their journal. You see their journal first, and afterwards you see their role revealed. And it should be the other way around. It would make things way easier. It would make it way easier to understand and scan the information that is getting presented to you. If you have to first read the journal and then see the role, that makes things way, like, unnecessarily complicated. Oh yeah, I'm not quite sure. Did I explain exactly how that works? So I explained journal, but did I explain the other two? I don't think so. So you have also private notes where you can, I think I showed that, you can write down things without other people being able to read it after you died. And then there's also the death note thing, which is not really, like, it's not important. It's just like a nice little touch. If you're one of the killer classes, you can write a death note, which will be found on the dead bodies you leave behind. So that you can use that to intimidate people, which is kind of fun little mechanic. But yeah, besides that, like, those two big points I just mentioned are just the interface. I don't know, it really, really kills the game for me. Like, on top of the big learning curve, the steep learning curve, this is just, like, it's so obnoxious and so easy to fix as well. Like, yeah, I don't know why this is the case. So Yeah, okay. Besides that, let's take a look at the option menu really quick. The option menu is actually okay. You have a few graphic settings like model quality and texture quality, resolution settings, full screen and window mode. Full screen is actually borderless window though, so there's no real full screen. You have 3 different volume sliders, that's good as well. It would be nice to actually have hotkeys and being able to rebind them. Since there's only one hotkey in the game, it doesn't really matter though. So yeah, it would be nice to have more of them, obviously. But yeah, the option menu is fine for this game. It doesn't have to be much else, I guess. So one more thing to talk about, and that's the player base. So we're in a beta right now, so pre-release, and there is already a dedicated player base present, which is capable. Like it's a small player base, but it's big enough to provide you with games most of the time. Like almost every time I looked for a game, I found one. There are a few downtimes depending on the time of day, obviously, but on weekends and evenings, you always find matches right now, and I guess that will only improve after release. I don't expect this game to blow up, so I don't expect the playbase to become really, really big, but I think at least for a few weeks, sorry, that was me being dumb, at least for a few weeks, this game will definitely provide a stable player base, so the game will definitely not be dead on day one, because it's not right now. However, you have to keep in mind that the player base right now is of decent size because the developers were very generous with giveaways and things. So a lot of people got free access to the game. So that's definitely a thing to keep in mind when thinking about the longevity of the game. So, oh yeah, besides that, I said besides that a lot now. Anyway, so there's one more thing. You can customize your character if you want to. So you earn gold. That's just in-game gold though. There's no microtransactions or anything. You get them by playing the game. And that allows you to buy weapons, and the weapons have different execution animations, as you can see here, which give you different animations, and you can buy armor and things like that, and then equip them if you want to, just like a little nice customization option. But since the game looks pretty low budget, that's not great. So yeah, I also think the game could have benefited from a less like from a different art style. It's obviously low budget, and that's not a big deal, and I might be talking out of my ass here, but I think the game could look better in the 2D art style because, and as I said, I could be talking out of my ass, I'm not an artist, but as far as I know, it's easier to make a decent looking art style in 2D than it is in 3D. And this art style the game uses, it just makes it really, really obvious that it is low budget. And that's not helping the game at all, obviously. So, yeah. But anyway, it's called Throne of Lies. It's gonna release on the 29th of September. The link to the game is in the description below if you're interested in it. I'm TH Pine. Thanks a lot for watching. Have fun and good luck with the giveaway.